Tell me the last time Seattle won a championship. Was it the Supersonics?
Yes. Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
No,
it's a different world we're in.
Oh, man.
In 2014, they won the Super
Yeah,
Bowl.
and then the next year they should have won it, but they gave it to not the best running back ever to go 1 yard and win.
Well, count me wrong,
Okay.
but my memory.
We're going to end now.
I'm
Thank you for
79,
watching.
80
Thank you.
Sonics.
Mazzy loves you. Thank you.
Hello. Hiya, friends. How you doing? All right, let's cut that down to nothing. Shut it off. Enough. It's like bulletin, news bulletin. Watch out. Hello, and good evening, folks. My name is Bill. You're watching Bill's Box of Sound, and yeah, it's Saturday night. Thank you, Mazzy, for the fine lead-in. Show number 3 for Mr. Maslov and his friends. Good show. It gets better every week. It's nice that he's got people to help him out there because it gives him a variety. He's got 2 hours to fill, so really cool. And I do see that he took the apostrophe off of the yes. That's very cool. But yeah, always a good time on Mazzy's show. Always informative. and plenty of F-bombs dropped. I mean, I could drop just as many F-bombs. I just don't feel like it. But hey, more power to Mazzy. You gotta love him. Anyway, so what's going on here? Hello, Lonnie, thawing out from Memphis. Apparently, he's got his power back. We got Michael P. Dawson in the house. I am one of us. Sup? Thumbfinger, banging away. Randall Weaver, hello. Nate, hello. And of course, the wonderful, the lovely DJ Trish in the house. I'm trying to see. I got one DJ Trish sticker up on my wall. There was another one. I think something happened to it. I'll find it and I'll show it some other time. Let's see what else. I've got cards for record stores like the Vinyl Groove, a good place. Anyway, North Carolina Vinyl Picker. Hello, Art. How you doing? Oh, Oh, really? Huh. Well, I heard from a lot of friends, Lonnie, I heard from a lot of friends in the Nashville area that lost power for about 50 hours or so. Maybe not Nashville proper, but in the Nashville area. But anyway, and I thought I saw something from you about a shot outside your door, something about you couldn't get out because of all the snow. But whatever, whatever. Snow's settling down. I know in North Carolina it's messed up and they're digging their way out and it's freaking cold. I mean, right now, right about now, in the lovely city that I live in. Let's see here. How cold is it? It's so cold. It's 8 degrees Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit? Fahrenheitness. Yes. So, yeah. Good evening. My name is Bill. I got phlegm in my throat, and you are watching Bill's Box of Sound. And I like to make noises. I like to listen to noises. And I like to talk about records. And that's what we're going to do. And since my throat's a little dry, well, boys and girls, you know what time it was. Yeah. It is time for the one, the only ASMR of Diet Coke going into the can. Right? Right. So let's turn this over around here. Mazzy's not the only one who has lazy Susan. Well, I had a lazy Susan, but she's excerpted for herself from my life. But that's another story altogether. It's not even another show. So yeah, let's just pour this in. Take a listen. Ah, yes. Refreshment from carbonation. Oh yeah. All right. I ain't making fun of you, Lonnie. I'm just saying that I'm glad that you're experiencing better times now. Hope everybody is doing well health wise and weather wise. It's like I said, it's still freaking cold out here. So cheers to you. Ah. Alrighty. So, what we got this week? Well, we've got a big ass list of record store day stuff. I'm going to talk about a few of the favorite things that I want off of this list, and then we're going to start going down the list piece by piece. But first of all, a record that I got this week. I saw one of Steve Westman's audiophile roundtables. And this was a really interesting show that I saw. It had a panel of Steve and 3 other guys, including University of Vinyl. Oh, no, I didn't say it right. I said University of Vinyl. I love you, Tim. You're a cool guy. Who else? I forget who that 4th guy was, but up in the upper right-hand corner was Danny Kaye. No, not that Danny Kaye. Danny Kaye, the audiophile. And they were showing records that sound absolutely fantastic, but nobody knows about them. So I was like, I watched this. Actually, what I did is I sped the thing up to like almost double speed and waited until I found something that musically I would be interested in. And I saw a couple of records that I had already, and that was very, very cool. And some records I had never heard of. But then I saw something which I was not completely sure existed, and I had to buy it when he showed it. Danny Kaye showed Trevor Horn's most recent album, Echoes. No, it's not the Pink Floyd tune, and I apologize for the glare. Yes, the glare is everywhere, but I haven't taken the shrink off of this one. But yeah, Echoes. Ancient and Modern. And that's a nice little illustration of Trevor Horn, the producer. And this album is not that much of Trevor as a performer. Of course, Trevor Horn is known for his production. For Yes, for ABC, for Seal albums, what other things has Trevor Horn produced? Well, he was the singer for Yes for one album, for the drama album. But anyway, he also produced Frankie Goes to Hollywood, Grace Jones. Amazing producer. And on this album, he redoes songs and he has guests doing these songs. Now, Danny raved about this record, and I thought, oh man, I got to get this. So I found it on Amazon. It was pretty darn inexpensive. And so I ordered it, forgot I ordered it, and then it came. So here's the inside. It's got another illustration of Mr. Horn there. And then it's got really intricate liner notes. And Trevor Horn talking to Paul Morley, who was one of his co-conspirators in The Art of Noise. So these songs I put on the record, and the record's got some great stuff on it. The record's got some stuff that's not that good on it. But the first track was Swimming Pools, and then in parentheses, Drank, which is a Kendrick Lamar tune. And it was performed by, of all people, Tori Amos. And man, Tori does a wonderful job on this. She just rips it up. I'm not a big Kendrick Lamar fan. I know that he is huge. He's a very popular hip hop artist, great rapper. And I have a problem with some hip hop because of the frequent use of the N word, but I got to get over that and pick out some stuff because there's some really creative stuff out there. I want to get some Kendrick. Want to get some Tyler the Creator. But anyway, this song, Swimming Pools, written by Kendrick Lamar, redone by Trevor Horn with Tori Amos on vocals, is absolute brilliance. Love that first track. Then the next song is Steppin' Out. Song that was made popular by Joe Jackson. You there stepping out into the light, sung by Seal. And Seal knocks it out of the freaking park. I love Seal's voice, and Trevor Horn produced several of Seal's albums. Guy's just got a phenomenal voice. Love his stuff. And they really do a great job on this. And I like the liner notes. It says here, this Joe Jackson original is like stepping out into the fast-moving neon-lit edginess of New York after you've gotten high. With Seal, I thought it would be like stepping out into California, where it's lush, comfortable, and much less speedy. I was thinking of The Girl from Ipanema. I love that record. I was aiming for carefree, contemporary, easy listening with a little something else. Basically, the ineffable cool of Seal. And yeah, absolutely cool. I just love that. So then we hear a song made popular by Yes, also produced by Trevor Horn, Owner of a Lonely Heart, which there are a few production jobs that I think that blow me away, like what Trevor Horn did with Owner of a Lonely Heart by Yes. And he's got Rick Astley singing this song. And on this, we got Rick rolled. Just, I don't know, it just didn't hit it right for me. So next we got Slave to the Rhythm, the Grace Jones tune, with looks like a virtual unknown, at least here in the US, of Lady Blackbird singing it. It's kind of a cool jazzy reading. We've got Pat Benatar's Love is a Battlefield featuring Mark Almond. And we've also got at the end of side 1, Depeche Mode's Personal Jesus as sung by Iggy Pop. And the liner notes say that when Iggy came in to sing the song, he said, I've heard the track. I'm going to do 3 takes where I gradually get crazier and crazier, and then a 4th take where I speak it, and that will be it. You don't mind if I run my own session, do you, Trevor? So basically, with that, I thought it was going to be a really, really cool version of this, but Iggy's okay, but the version doesn't blow me away. Then we keep on going further down into the barrel. We've got Drive, the song by The Cars. Who's gonna drive you home tonight? It's okay. And then a version of the Frankie Goes to Hollywood classic, Relax, with Toya Wilcox on vocals and our good friend Robert Fripp on guitar. And Fripp's got some tasty licks on here. Toya's okay, but overall I just did not enjoy that. Then we've got Billy Idol's White Wedding, sung by Andrea Corr from the Corrs and Jack Lukeman. Smells Like Teen Spirit, featuring Jack Lukeman. I'm not completely sure who he is. And then we've got a very nice, smooth jazz version of Roxy Music's Avalon, which is sung by Trevor, as well as, let's see, who else? Trevor Horn, keyboards, bass, guitar, and vocals. Haley Sanderson, background vocals. Simon Bluer, guitar. Lowell Cream from 10cc on guitar and keyboards. Phil Palmer on guitar. Alan Clark on keyboards, and Tim Widener doing synthesizer programming. And that's how it ends. So, do I recommend it? Not wholeheartedly. But man, those first 2 songs, Swimming Pools with Tori Amos and Steppin' Out with Seal, knockouts. Absolute knockouts. So there. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That's the only new record I got this week. I got several records on order. I still got the Rhino Hi-Fis, the Velvet Underground Loaded, and Stooges Funhouse on order. I ordered the Monkees A's and B's compilation. Quick tip, if you go onto the Monkees website and order it, you'll pay probably $10 less than you will pay than if you get it on Amazon. And I'm talking about even after shipping. You'll save money. So I'll give you a full review of that Monkees A's and B's when it comes out. And I will quash all of the rumors about needle drops. Because I'm pretty sure that there are no actual needle drops. That was just somebody writing a press release. Hello, Mr. Bradley. Good to see you. What's up? All right. So, Record Store Day list came out. Record Store will be April 18th. That's like 2.5 months away. And the first version of this list came out on February 5th. So it may undergo changes between now and when Record Store Day actually comes up. Stuff may be added. Stuff may be withdrawn from this list. But I heard that the list was out, and I was out on my walk, so I couldn't go and check it out. But I was going through Facebook, and I see a blurb from The Residents. It says, announcement. The Residents present Randy, Chuck, and Bob in the studio. Whoa! Coolness. 2 sides of 100% previously unreleased studio recordings spanning from 2009 to 2015, demos, jams, remixes, and previously unheard versions. Celebrate Record Store Day on April 18th, 2026 with a special exclusive vinyl release to support independent record shops. Find your local participating store at recordstoreday.co.uk. So I'm thinking, wait a minute. UK? Well, it's coming out in the US, isn't it? Because any other residents' record store day releases come out in the US. So when I got home, I checked. It wasn't on the list. I went to recordstoreday.co.uk and saw that, yes, it's going to be available in the UK on Record Store Day and not in the US. It says here, the residents present Randy, Chuck, and Bob in the studio refers to a period when the avant-garde, or former eyeballs and top hats, used these three pseudonyms to represent themselves as an offbeat power trio, performing and releasing music with focus on studio versions of live material. This concept was part of the Randy, Chuck, and Bob trilogy, which included tours and albums between 2010 and 2016. Presented here on vinyl for the first time, residents, fans, and collectors can expect a trippy treat of rare demos, rehearsal sessions, live jams, sonic experiments, and remixes, all lovingly slung together on fine wax to wrap your ears around for Record Store Day 2026. And the cover art for this is a parody of the Beatles' Let It Be album, where it has 3 out of 4 pictures. Now, Randy refers to the Randy Rose character, which, if you haven't figured it out yet, is Homer Flynn. Chuck is the Chuck Bobuck character, which was played by the late Hardy Fox, who did an awful lot of composing for the residents for very, very many years. And Bob is a guitar player that goes under a number of different pseudonyms. I'm not completely sure what his real name is, but he was not part of the original residents. He was a newer member of the residents. So I'd really like to get that record, but it does not look like it's going to be released in the US. Shame! I want it. Even though I'm not a big fan of Residence records after 2000 or so. So we'll see what happens with that. But let's talk about a few things that I am really, really interested in for Record Store Day, even though we're 23 minutes into the show. Rest of this show is going to be about Record Store Day. We're going to go through the entire list. And if I can't get it done tonight, we're going to continue next week. I promise you. All right. The next thing that caught my eye, and my eyeballs went, whoa, I gotta get this, is a 2-record set called XTC, Live Boots. Live at Emerald City, 1981. 1,500 copies, Record Store Day exclusive. Yes, it's coming out in the US. Now, it says, the first in a series of official live boots, personally selected by Andy Partridge. A double LP on 200-gram vinyl, live at Emerald City in New Jersey, April 17th, 1981. Previously available as inferior bootleg recordings, this will be mastered to the highest standard, supervised by Andy Partridge, and will be a vinyl exclusive for Record Store Day in 2026. Now, at first I thought, wait a second, is this the same as this 1980 XTC Live in Concert CD, BBC Radio 1 Live in Concert? Because this is really good, and I got duped because I thought that this record right here was another show, but it's not. This is just a very poorly done bootleg of this CD. And this was recorded at the Hammersmith Palais on December 22nd, 1980. So this other one is at in New Jersey in 1981. Um, and yeah, April 17th, 1981. Very excited about this. And it's got a really cool cover of a couple of Dayglow boots. So yeah, XTC for Record Store Day. Woohoo! It almost completely makes up for no Frank Zappa again in Record Store Day. You know, Joe Travers keeps on telling us no Record Store Day this year, no Record Store Day, and then he surprised us a couple years ago with this little nugget. Let me pull that out. Frank Zappa for President. This was a Record Store Day initially, so that's cool. Anyway, no Zappa Record Store Day. But the next thing that was really interesting that I saw was the Pink Floyd live from the LA Sports Arena, April 26, 1975. And I double checked, and this is going to be a 4-record set, limited to 15,400 copies. So it'll be easy to get it. It's not going to be cheap, but it's going to be nice and it's going to be easy to get. Or there's going to be 7,000 copies on 2 CDs. The thing is, if you picked up the Wish You Were Here 50th anniversary Blu-ray or the boxed set, you've already got all of this music. Because on the Blu-ray audio, this entire concert is on here. And it's great stuff in high-res audio. So, if you're a Pink Floyd completist and you just gotta have it, pick it up. Pink Floyd live from the LA Sports Arena, April 26, 1975, on Record Store Day. A Record Store Day exclusive. Next thing that I saw, and I said, oh my God, shut up and take my money. I'm going to buy this. It's a Ween release. Now, there was a Ween release. I already shelved it. It's Shinola Volume 1. That was put out on Black Friday Record Store Day last year. But we got a 3-record set coming out. 7,000 copies in the US anyway. It's a 3 LP set. And the description says, this is the reality of Brown. 3 LPs of previously unreleased Ween. It includes the long-lost studio sessions recorded in Eindhoven on Christmas Day 1990 on LP1, plus the extremely Brown live in Basel 1990 in quotation marks live show. And then it says, which may be the best Ween show of all time, per Dean Ween, from either December 1990 or January 1991 on LPs 2 and 3. Maybe it's a New Year's Eve show. I don't know. Limited edition release for Record Store Day 2026. That I gotta get. I mean, every year you've got, almost every year, you've got a Grateful Dead live show on like 5 or 4 LPs. It costs around $100. Too many of those. But Ween, this is rare stuff. I'm picking that up. We'll get to more Grateful Dead in just a little bit. Okay. Next, I saw this and my eyebrows went up and down. My heart went pitter-pat. But then when I read about it, I wasn't that crazy about it. Yeah. And that's why you tune in here. That's why you tune in here, Scotty. He says this will be the cool weirdo early years period before they had a full band. This is why you come to Bill's Box of Sound for your live stream. For the weirdo stuff. Mazzy does a lot of mass market stuff. And he had some great jazz stuff with Jazz Shit Brooks tonight. I really enjoyed Mazzy's show. He keeps getting better. So I love having that lead in of Mazzy doing his show. But enough of that. Let's get back to our show, okay? Now, there's a record called Get Demented by Dr. Demento. It's like, oh, okay, Dr. Demento. He recently retired from doing his radio show. He's going to be doing some other stuff. But I checked into what this is, and it says that this is the physical debut of all new material from the legendary Dr. Demento, paired with a newly restored and remastered material from 1980 that's been unavailable and out of print for decades. So you know what it is? It's a new song called Get Demented, backed with the long out of print track Shaving Cream by Dr. Demento. The old Benny Bell classic from the 40s, sung by Dr. Demento. This is a 12-inch single. Don't know how much it's going to be, but 1,500 copies. If you're into it, check it out. Now we're going to get into a field where stuff that maybe you shouldn't ought to buy. But depending on who you are and how devoted you are to this band, you may want it. There's a lot of Rolling Stones coming out. But there's only one album coming out. And that album is... I've got an old mono copy from 1968. Big Hits, High Tide and Green Grass by the Rolling Stones. Now, this version that's coming out is not a completely stereo version. Some of the songs have stereo elements, and if it is true stereo, you will hear true stereo on that album. But some of those songs are recorded in mono and will stay in mono for that. There's 12 tracks on here. And this is, for all intents and purposes, the first Rolling Stones compilation album ever. However, the version that's coming out on Record Store Day is this US edition. Let's see, 12 of their hits, including the number one singles I Can't Get No Satisfaction and Get Off My Cloud. But this is a Japanese vinyl edition, pressed on 180 gram vinyl. Features exclusive Japanese packaging, written entirely in Japanese, with an authentic replica of the original album artwork, a gatefold jacket with the original 8-page booklet, which is very cool for early Stones fans, cover art, liner notes, an obi strip, and actual LP, all printed in Japanese. 3,500 copies, Record Store Day exclusive. That's the cool of what's coming out from the Rolling Stones. Then, remember those 3-inch records that were coming out for a while on Record Store Day? They're tiny little records. They're the size of a 3-inch CD, only they're actual vinyl records. Very limited editions, and you can only play them back on a special little 3-inch record player, which is made by Crosley, even though it does have a Audio-Technica magnetic cartridge on it, which will not ruin your records. Hey, Mowgli, what's up? No, I ain't going to start over. Meh. Anyway, so now they're coming out with a special 5 separate Rolling Stones singles on those 3-inch CD, 3-inch records. They're not CDs, they're actual records, but they're little teeny records that can only be played on this special player. But if you don't have a player, don't worry. You can buy the Rolling Stones RSD 3 mini turntable, and it has exclusive Rolling Stones artwork on the packaging, comes with a matching storage case that holds up to 16 3-inch singles, and to start filling that storage crate, this special Record Store Day exclusive also includes 6 3-inch Rolling Stone singles. It's got Get Off of My Cloud, Honky Tonk Women, Play with Fire, Heart of Stone, Mother's Little Helper, and Have You Seen Your Mother Baby Standing in the Shadow, each with sleeves accurately reproducing the picture sleeve of the original US singles. Can you say cash grab? I mean, hey, the Rolling Stones are known for repackaging everything. Dr. Sexy says, I only buy 3-inch media. Well, hey, that's cool for you. That's okay for you. But there was also something, and I showed this on an earlier live stream earlier this year. These 4-inch records that you can play on a completely manual turntable, because if you played it on an automatic turntable, it'll eject. Anyway, this is the tiny vinyl, and this is can't get no satisfaction, backed with the under assistant West Coast promotion man. Okay, and this is a little teeny. Oh, it's so cute! It's the cutest little record ever. Let's get it out. This is a 4-inch record that has a normal size hole on it, and you can play this on a regular turntable as long as it is not a automatic or auto return table. Okay, and the RSD 3 singles only have a song on one side, so it's one song. This has both songs. It's got the A and the B side as well. Okay, and this little tiny record. The thing is, each one of these costs $15. I bought one just so I can have the novelty of having one of them. I mean, a few of them were interesting, but I'm not going to buy them. So that's what's going on with that. That's the Rolling Stones. Next thing that is very interesting, I might buy this one because I love this band. Speaking of Trevor Horn, I've got it because it's The Art of Noise, The Seduction of Claude Debussy. Yeah, finally. The 5th and final studio album by The Art of Noise, and their only studio album that's never been released on vinyl, sees that fact corrected with an exclusive pressing for Record Store Day 2026 on translucent blue 2LP. And by the way, this is what that CD looks like. Special 2 CD version of this. The album lineup consisted of Trevor Horn, Ann Dudley, Paul Morley, and Lowell Cream, along with other appearances from John Hurt, soprano Sally Bradshaw, Rakim, yeah, paid in full Rakim, and Donna Lewis, soul singer. The Seduction of Claude Debussy was released in 1999 and saw the realization of a long-time recurring idea of Trevor Horn's, as borrowed by the Pet Shop Boys, a lyric left to my own devices, with the blending of music from French Impressionist composer Claude Debussy, with drum and bass, opera, hip-hop, jazz, and narration, to create a concept album described as the soundtrack to a film that wasn't made about the life of Claude Debussy. So, remastered by Phil Kimcrade at Air Studios using original production elements, includes the Rakim single Metaphors, and in addition, this exclusive double vinyl LP features 4 era-specific bonus tracks. So that's that. Not the best Art of Noise album, but there are some really killer tracks on this. But very out of character for an Art of Noise record. So that's a possible. Now here's a definite one, especially because I don't have an original version of this. Captain Beefheart's Lick My Decals Off Baby, Deluxe Edition. Now, they've been re-releasing, I think about once a year, Captain Beefheart's albums that were on Warner Brothers or the Warner family of labels. And they are remastered on colored or cleared vinyl And then there's a second LP of remixes, alternate takes, instrumental versions. I would love to get those. Hello, Mikey, Grown Man Record Night in the house. And he say that Jay has a bunch of 3-inch turntables for his American Girl dollhouse. Nice, nice, nice. But anyway, so that's coming out, and that is the one Captain Beefheart album, or one of the few Captain Beefheart albums I do not have. I don't have Lick My Decals Off Baby, and I don't have, I think it's Strictly Personal. It looked like it was in a brown paper wrapper, something like that. I mean, I've got Safe as Milk. And I've got almost every other Captain Beefheart record, but I don't have that one. So yeah, that's a definite buy for me. Okay, now here's another in the classification of more of your money going into the artist's pocket for very tiny reasons. The Crosby, Stills, and Nash solo albums 4 LP boxed set. 1,950 copies, and yeah, expect to pay a premium price on this because this contains Stephen Stills' self-titled first solo album, David Crosby's If I Could Only Remember My Name, and Graham Nash's Songs for Beginners, plus a 4th record with rarities from all of these artists associated with these albums. No idea who's mastering these records. All these records have been released as, well, all the single solo albums have been released as double 45 RPM albums by Acoustic Sounds, either as part of the Atlantic or the Rhino reissue series. Okay? And if you'll notice, the majority of albums that were in the Atlantic 75th anniversary series from Acoustic Sounds, the double 45s, were $60 a piece. However, all of the records that were associated with Crosby, Stills, or Nash, all were $5 more. They demanded it. They wouldn't give them permission to release the album unless they hiked up the price $5 more. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. So, if you buy this one and you are a super fan, the 4th LP is of big interest, but the rest of it isn't because you already have this stuff. So there. Another interesting album from an artist that I have a few albums by is Mama Cass Elliot. Her first solo album, Dream a Little Dream of Me. It's an expanded version, 1,500 copies. Originally released 1968, Dream a Little Dream marked her powerful emergence as a solo artist, an elegant, confident statement that positioned her as not just a pop star chasing trends, but as a timeless vocal interpreter with unmistakable emotional authority. Eschewing psychedelia for sophistication, the album blends classic pop, soul, and introspective songwriting, foregrounding Elliott's warmth, vulnerability, and command. This version deepens the album's legacy by including 2 tracks from the original sessions previously unreleased on vinyl. Darling Be Home Soon, written by John Sebastian of The Lovin' Spoonful, and Sistabal Lane by Joni Mitchell, offers fans and collectors a richer, more complete portrait of one of the area's most distinctive and underappreciated voices. And yeah, I love Cass Elliott's voice. That's a guilty pleasure for me. And let's see. Mowgli say Weird Al mentioned Wildman Fisher's song Merry Go Round on Colbert's late night show and sang a bit. Colbert never heard of it, but only weirdos have, so there's that. Only weirdos have heard of that song. Come on, that's merry-go, merry-go, merry-go-round, do-do-do, merry-go, merry-go, merry-go-round, do-do-do. Yep, I'm a weirdo. Hello, my name is Bill, and I'm a weirdo. Hi, Bill. Enough of that. So, more truly interesting Record Store Day releases. There's 2 David Bowie releases. One's called Hello Space Boy. It's a 12-inch single, I believe. 7,500 copies, celebrating 30 years of the Pet Shop Boys remix of the single and pressed on neon pink vinyl. Featuring mixes by the Pet Shop Boys compiled on vinyl for the first time, plus a previously released Tim Simeon remix pressed on fluorescent pink vinyl. I don't know how much that's going to be, but that is of limited interest unless you're a Bowie completist. And then there is the Bowie album Outside. There's going to be a release called Excerpts from Outside. Also 7,500 copies, originally released as a 13-track cut down of Bowie's 20th studio album, The Outside. This exclusive clear vinyl version features the remastered audio for the first time and cut to half speed at Air Studios London. Yeah, I'm not impressed by half speed cuts. Listen to the Caro Pop podcast, the most recent interview with Kevin Gray. You'll get a really good insight on half speed mastering. Yes, indeed. Okay, next, here's one that's going to be a definite buy for a lot of people. The Doors, Strange Days, 1967, a work in progress, part 2. Yeah, there was a part 1, and I've got this. Let me pull it out. Let me go grab it. Real quick, my Doors albums. Hey, where'd my Doors go? Your Doors are dropping. What? What's going on? No, it's over here. Get it. No, it's the Doors album, dummy. Oh, you mean this thing here? No, that's Kenny Dorham. Get out your Doors record, you dipshit. Here we go. Ah, here we are. Oh, you want me to say, I'm a truck. I'm a truck. Here, I'll do it. I'm a truck. I'm a truck. How about this one? I like the pilot. I like the pilot. I like the pilot. I like the pilot. Do the wild man. Da, 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 da. Do the wild man at the midnight mass. No more Wild Man Fisher songs, please. No. Okay. Doors, Strange Days, 1967, a work in progress. This is the first one on brown vinyl. And this has some short sides on it. But it's got some cool stuff. It's got Strange Days, Your Lost Little Girl, Love Me 2 Times, Horse Latitudes, We Could Be So Good Together, I Can't See Your Face in My Mind, and When the Music's Over. These are all early versions of album tracks from the Strange Days album. And this is quite good, especially if you're a Doors fanatic. I don't consider myself a Doors fanatic. I'm kind of a latecomer to the Doors. When the Doors first came out, I listened to that stuff and it says, man, this is depressing music. But then I got a copy of Absolutely Live for like $2 because it was $2. And that album blew my socks off. All of a sudden, I have complete interest in the Doors. So I've been a collector ever since. Not of their live shows, though. Anyway, so the volume 2 of Strange Days 1967 Work in Progress will present newly unearthed material from the band's early 67 album sessions, featuring rough mixes without final overdubs on side 1 and previously unreleased outtakes of When the Music's Over on side 2. Limited edition LP, pressed on transparent turquoise vinyl, just like that one I just showed you. And there's going to be a poster inside. 7,830 copies. Woohoo! All right. Next on the list of interesting things that I might be buying is Dope. D-O-P-E. Also related to the Doors. 2,000 copies of this. This is Chuck D of Public Enemy and John Densmore of the Doors. Apparently, Chuck called up John Densmore and he says, "Hey, this is Chuck D from Public Enemy." And he says, "Yeah, sure it is." And he says, "No, man." He says, "I dig your stuff. I want to collaborate with you because when we were doing Public Enemy, we really loved the Doors music." And I guess John Densmore liked Public Enemy. So D-O is the beginning of Doors, and P-E is the initials of Public Enemy. So they joined forces, and they're making this record called No Country for Old Men, the debut album from their new project Dope, D-O-P-E. Recorded specifically for Record Store Day, it blends spoken word, rhythm, and raw social commentary. The record bridges generations of rebellion and reflection. The limited edition vinyl arrives exclusively for Record Store Day, housed in a deluxe gatefold package, featuring original illustrations by Chuck D, and it includes the Record Store Day Song of the Year, Every Tick, Tick, Tick. So there. So yeah, that's interesting. Can't say for sure whether I'm going to buy it or not. I'd love to be able to hear it. Now, getting back to the usual Grateful Dead stuff. No, Debbie Harry did not invent rap, okay? Rapture was in response to early rap music. And it was black rap music, okay? I mean, I could also say that rap was invented by Commander Cody and his Lost Planet Airmen with the song Hot Rod Lincoln. Daddy said, son, you're going to drive me to drinking if you don't stop driving that Hot Rod Lincoln. That's very much a rap song, if you ask me. But, no problem. Anyway, so, the Grateful Dead stuff, the big box set, which I'm not going to buy, is Boston Music Hall, Boston, Massachusetts, on June 11th, 1976. A 5 LP box, the second installment of a 5-part series of breakouts from the sold-out limited edition June 1976 CD boxed set, originally released in 2020. But there's going to be another Grateful Dead release, and it's a single album. It's going to be the third in the On a Back Porch series. I've got the first one and the second one, and I like them a lot. Really good compilations of the 5 or 6 tracks from the Grateful Dead. And On a Back Porch Volume 3 has 6 songs from 1970, 72, 76, 78, 84, and 89. So I'm much likely going to pick that up. Okay? Yeah. All right, just a couple more before we end out the hour. I mean, we haven't even dug into the list, so guess what? Next week, part 2, boys and girls. We'll see what happens. Anyway, okay, next things I want to talk about. Sonic Youth. Something called Diamond Seas. Now, I don't have the vinyl album, but I do have the CD of the Washing Machine album. And there's a long track on that album called The Diamond Sea. But this record, Diamond Seas, plural with a little S on the end, is 32 live performances of Sonic Youth's The Diamond Sea, plunderphonically orchestrated by John Oswald. Now, if you know who John Oswald is, and you're a Negative Land fan, Your ears are perking up right now. Plunderphonics was a record of mashups done with unbelievable precision. Kind of also in the realm of the Neil Cerciglia Mouth Sounds record, which are crazy mashups. But because of the stuff that he did on his own with the Plunderphonic record, and then there was the Elektra Records Rubaiyat record where he mashed up Metallica stuff and made all new compositions based on sliced up pieces of their music. Then the Grateful Dead enlisted John Oswald to make a 2 CD set called Gray Folded. Get it? Grateful Dead, Gray Folded, which was a 2 CD long interpretation of dozens upon dozens of versions of the song Dark Star, sliced together, segued, spliced, blended, mixed, synchronized, really different stuff. So if you're into abstract, avant-garde Grateful Dead, Gray Folded is up your alley. But then there's also, let's see, what else did he do? That's all the John Oswald stuff that I know of. So anyway, what he did is he took 32 performances of The Diamond Sea by Sonic Youth and made 2 20-minute and 44-second suites, each for one side of a record. Side A has only performances from 1995, and Side B spotlights performances from 1996. It's going to be on white vinyl, and according to the hype, a sonic experience that will spin dry your ears. I'm definitely buying that mofo. Yes, indeed. Okay, last one I'm going to talk about because we're really getting done here. I know. Stay tuned for your news. Is The Necessary Cosmic Frenzy by Runt featuring Todd Rundgren. 3,000 copies, Record Store Day exclusive. This is a recording of the first ever solo Todd Rundgren performance captured at Philadelphia's legendary Sigma Sound Studios on June 30th, 1971, and broadcast live over WMMR. Featuring future Utopia keyboard player Mark Mogi Klingman, bass player Stu Woods, guitarist Tom Cosgrove, and drummer Norman N.D. Smart, and of course, Todd Rundgren himself. This is pressed on transparent light blue vinyl. That is a must-buy for me. Okay, those are the ones that popped out, in my mind, the most for Record Store Day 2026. Next week, we're going to start going through all the ones that we didn't go through. There's lots of jazz. There's lots of live albums. There's lots of crap that I'm going to talk shit about because I don't like picture discs. I don't like Zoetrope records. And I'll let you know which ones I think are worth buying and which ones are not, whether I like them or not. So that's what's going on in my neck of the woods. Once again, thanks to Mazzy for the lead-in tonight. Watch his show. It starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Time and then goes through to, you know what, Michael? I haven't gotten to the yes yet, but I will definitely talk about this eventually. Oh, Michael, I am so jealous. I got the Tales from Topographic Oceans box set today. Woohoo! Yeah, I haven't bought that yet. I'm still on the fence. I'm still on the fence with that one. Ah! I know Shit or get off the pot, Bill. Anyway, so yeah, we will be talking more about this until we get through all of them, okay? So yeah, there's more stuff. These are just the first ones that I actually did the research on, and had enough time to talk about it. But I'm not gonna. I have responsibilities. I can't stay longer than this hour. So stay tuned for your local news, except for those on the West Coast. I had a great time. I hope you did too. Come back next week. We'll have more fun. I'm going to crank up the synthesizer and make wacky noises again. Let's get the microphone out of the way. So, folks, I want to thank you for stopping by. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. If you haven't hit the like button, what's wrong with you? Come on, hit that like button, damn it. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. You might want to check out my most recent video, which is about organizing your record collection. I know a lot of you that are commenting or that are watching right now have watched that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Refer it to your friends. It's fun stuff. I like making videos and I like talking to you folks. So yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Let's do this. Let's turn it back up. We got this. What? Oh, wait. There we go. So, thanks again. I'll catch you next week. So, go listen to some music.